Hello, Colin.
Football.
Are we going to be doing the show by the muse of objects tonight rather than words?
Oh,
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do that for some, like comic relief or children need at some point. We could do something really stupid like that for like 10 minutes. That'd be fun. I'm saying nothing again. That's it.
You've said too much already.
Said too much, Scott. How are you doing, mate? Anyway, nice to see you on the weekend.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Eh? Yeah, we're at Colchester, didn't we? We had a show day out, didn't we?
We did, and it was.
I wasn't supposed to be going.
You weren't, but you couldn't hold back after I told you how exciting the game was going to be.
No, something went wrong with my car.
Yeah, all right. You're not. Yes, Aidan. It was.
Oh yeah. I was in.
There we go. Yeah. All right. Cheers, Cole. Thanks.
I was so excited.
I know, right? Exactly. Anyway.
Yeah.
Welcome to show 52.
Oh yeah, welcome to you. Yeah, good evening.
The big 5-2. The
big 5-2. Can't believe this show's still
48
going.
Away.
It's absolute rubbish.
48 away from the big 100. There you go. We're moving.
Can't believe this show is still going. It's absolute rubbish.
I know, right? You just can't get the staff, mate. You can't get the staff. Anyway, welcome to the show to everyone. And again, great to see you, Cole, as always.
Good evening, everybody.
So, I think before we get on with some good evenings, let's tell everyone what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, firstly, a big thank you to our special sponsors, the Casbah.
The Cas.
Gate 7, Stadium MK, every home game. We love him. You love him. Great food. I don't have to say any more than that, really, do I, Cole?
Well, has he got crispy onions? This is the thing.
Well, he does. It depends. It depends.
Does he?
Yeah, he does on order. He's done it for me a few times, so there you go.
I bet he has.
Well, exactly. It's not a euphemism, Colin, before you go into that. Anyway, on tonight's show, we have back. Last week he was live, but we have Luke back as our Pains player review. So he'll be talking all things
Colchester. The video edition.
But he'll be talking all things Colchester, although Colin and I were there live, so we can give you our
feedback. We
were, and a sneaky look, obviously, at Barnet as well. So thank you, Luke, as always, for the video. We appreciate you and the videos as well. So thank you, mate.
Oh, let me look at that.
Here you go. You look a pair of binoculars, but well done, mate. We'll talk as well. Big things, big news. We're going to talk numbers, Colin. We're going to talk. This isn't countdown. This isn't countdown. We tried to get Carol Vorderman on the show. Unfortunately, she's busy this week. Yet we'll ask her agent again. However, the numbers we're going to be talking about is the MK Army. So again, I don't know if obviously everyone's probably seen on social media, but 1,200 plus going to Barnet. That is a phenomenal.
Nearly 1,300. I looked at it a while ago.
Yeah,
we're
knocking.
It looks like we could sell out again.
Yeah, again, fantastic.
And we're still getting ridiculed on the banter page.
I know, but again, if we go with no one, they laugh at us. If we go with everyone, they laugh at us. You know what?
The thing that kills me is some of these clubs that are slagging us off are the ones that get 2,000 or 3,000 every week. That's what mystifies me.
Yeah, the irony, Cole. The irony. But
yeah,
we're going to talk about that, and we're going to ask you, and obviously, you guys watching. And again, thanks everyone for watching as always. Is it going to get better this season? What do you think? And why?
What round are we going to better that at? That's what I want to know.
I think we will. Depends how we go this season, Cole. But
I'd like to know, do you prefer going to home games or away games? I know what I prefer.
Same, but we'll talk about that more.
Yeah.
As well. We are going to talk about the fact that Colin has finally, should almost be a caption in itself, steady, everyone stay seated. Colin has finally come up with an idea of how to give away a team signed shirt from last season. We've had 2 weeks of anticipation and he's come up with it. But he's not going to tell you how. You just might have to be smart enough to be the first to comment. Cole, I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
No.
Do it up and you just flatten it down. But anyway,
I'm not going to say nothing. I don't want to give no clues. I want to see how cute and how smart our fans are
tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah. Is there anything we're going to tell them? What, where, when?
No.
Okay. Well, we're giving it away tonight.
Yeah.
But Colin's not going to tell you how. We're just going to tell you when.
No. We're going to tell you when somebody gets it, and hopefully they will.
So yeah, be eagle-eyed, and Colin will check in later in the show and let us know. There we go. Anyway, other things we're going to talk about, Cole, because it would be rude not to, is that I will no doubt, which I've already done, predict that the FA Cup game would be exciting. I did say it. Guess what? It was. And
I can't deny it. It was exciting. I thoroughly enjoyed my day out.
Exactly right. I told you it'd be good stuff. It's like two good teams, nothing to lose, and we had. Do you know what's a cracking game on both sides? And we had some nice chats briefly afterwards with the Colchester fans about it as well.
Yeah, we did. We had a chat beforehand as well with a few fans.
We did.
One Colchester fan laughed at you when you said we'd beat them, but I mean, I wonder how he felt after the game.
Yeah, he was absent, wasn't he? But we did get a few nice comments. But we'll come on to that a little later.
Yeah.
And I will try and convince you again that the Oldham game will be identical. It's going to be exciting stuff, guys. I'm telling you, be there. But we'll come on to it. Anyway, once again, we are joined by another opposition fan for another show. This time it's going to be Mem from the Bees pod. So we're looking forward to having Mem on the show. Again, I have to say last week, again, I'd say Ryan obviously was on from Colchester, and just a massive thank you. What a great guy. Really enjoyed it. And I know John...
I'm still looking forward to Salford. That guy had the biggest microphone in the world.
I know.
And it impressed me.
And Newport again, truth be told.
Yeah, truth be told, he'll be back.
But yeah, no, we've had some great guests. And again, special thanks to Ryan. I know John Harries was on his show for a debrief of the game. So again, get yourself on.
Can't you link us into that and we'll watch that?
We should have done, shouldn't we? We should have done that, actually, to be fair. Maybe that's something we can do next time John's doing one. But yeah, get yourself on YouTube. Look up Ryan and his Colchester United vlog. You'll see our Don.
Up the U's, isn't it? Called? Up the U's?
Yeah. But again, great guy. Really enjoyed having him on last week. And again, we're looking forward to having him on to talk all things Barnet this week, Cole. All things Barnet. And probably a load more in between.
I have no doubt something will come up throughout the show. No doubt.
Absolutely. But it would be wrong not
to be that foot-long hot dog.
Yeah, the signature. We'll talk about that in a minute, or maybe not. But let me do the roll of honour, the registrations, the check-ins. That is our defense. Oh, look, before we start, Colin's gone to his hey! I kept that one a secret from you, didn't I? There you go.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
There we go, mate.
How about we challenge everybody to send photographs to us of them holding a Greg's bag?
And with the Don's Unplugged, whilst watching this in the background, take a photo of it. That'd be quite funny. Stick it online. Colin would love it. I'm saying nothing. Anyway, good evening to Craig. Craig, thanks for joining us. He was the first person to comment tonight, so much appreciated. What's this, Cole? Your Stadium MK logos. You know what I'm going to say next, don't you? I'm waiting for this.
No, go on.
Good evening, legends. And Colin.
Beauty.
Thank you, Ash.
Something wrong with that bloke. There's something wrong with that bloke.
Not at all. Ash knows what he's talking about. But yeah, good win at the weekend, a bad draw in a cup. I disagree with that, Ash, but we'll come on to that.
Of course you do.
There we go. Evening, legends from
Evening, Stephen.
Thanks for joining.
By the way, hello, Ashley.
Don't listen, Ash. Don't listen. We love you on this side of the show. Colin's saying nothing. Anyway, Matt has commented. He said, evening, lads. I had a mistake in the club shop today. Don't know where this is going to go. The club posted on X a nice-looking jacket to promote the new ranges, which he wanted to buy. When I got there, it ended up being the kids' range.
Yeah, don't worry. Other people have made mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people, maybe here, maybe there, maybe there, who may have bought a lovely ladies' hoodie. It's now available in pink. Anyway, we move on, Cole. We'll move on. It actually does really suit you. And do you know, wear it on the show next time, and then everyone can comment and see what you think of your hoodie. I liked it. The Botwood has joined us. Chris, good evening. Thank you.
Christopher of Botwood, good evening.
Botwood Shire, absolutely. We've got Miles. Miles has joined us as well. So evening, Miles. Good evening, all.
Evening, Miles.
Matt did say that his bank account has breathed a huge sigh of relief, at least. So there was a positive takeaway. Yeah. There was a positive takeaway. Ryan said, good evening, good evening, you Don's legends. There you go. Right. Thank you, Ryan. Good to see you. And Sheila. Say good evening, all.
The legend. The legend.
The ever-present.
The legend.
The legend.
The legend.
Yeah. Awesome maiden and cool Colin from John Harris.
Thanks, Aid.
Our man in Havana.
Thanks, John. Thanks, John.
Our man in Havana. Thanks, John. Appreciate it, mate. And likewise, right back at you, my friend. We've got Grant's son. He says, good evening, lads. It's a good FA Cup draw.
Hey, are you see? Thank
you, because it is. And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to counsel Colin through it.
Yeah.
We will. We'll get there. Anyway, Ryan says, watching you from the back of my kitchen at work. Have a great show. Well, there you go. That's dedication for you. Should we shout, Ryan? Let us know. It depends if you're cooking and there's lots of beeping going on. We can raise the volume, mate, if needs be. Chris has joined us. Hello, you beautiful people. Well, that's a lovely comment, Chris. I'm sure.
Better than what Ashley Clemens wrote about me.
Yeah, I don't know where the beautiful people are, but thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. And he's, for goodness sake, Scott Hogan can stick it up. It's good evening. Thank you, Chris, as always, for my love of Scott Hogan, as you well know. Alan's joined us. Alan said, good evening. He said, surely Colin remembered to come up with a question this week. Well, Alan.
There's no question, Alan. But as we speak, the competition is on.
It is. And
no question.
I'm not giving anything away. But if you're old enough to remember the Krypton factor, that was taxing. You think that was hard. Wait for the end of tonight's show. That's what I'm saying.
Because you'll go, what?
Yeah, and then he'd be like, for goodness sake.
Evening, Harry.
Evening, Harry. Thanks for joining, mate. Hope you're well. George has joined us. He said, good evening. Harry has said, I don't think it was possible to get more boring draw than the first round. Well, you're in for a treat.
Can I just say good evening, George? Because I forgot that one. Sorry, George.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will say, it's not a boring draw, Harry, and I'll counsel you through it with Colin a little later on that one. Anyway, Grant says, evening, everybody. Roll on Saturday. Quite right, too. Quite right, too. Sheila says, best burgers in MK, the Casbah. Couldn't disagree.
I couldn't argue with anything you say, Sheila.
He never would, Sheila. He never would. He always talks highly of you, even off air, so you know it's true. Aidan, I'm going to get you a signed Scott Hogan for Christmas. Not the real guy, please, Chris, because I wouldn't want to be.
Talking of things like that, we went in the Colchester shop, didn't we?
We did. We're going to come on to that, but we did a review of the grounds facilities.
We were quite impressed with their shop, weren't we?
We were. Evening, Kerry Ann. Thanks for joining.
Evening, Kerry Ann. And Isle of Wight, Kerry Ann, is that?
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you, Karen. Much appreciated.
My heart is a flutter. Karen's online.
There you go. I'm going to England versus Serbia next week. Just wondering, anyone's coming? I'm also bringing the flag. So, anyone's going to the England-Serbia game? Let grandson know.
Not me. I haven't been to Wembley for an England international for a long while.
Thank you, John. He said, Chris, if you're going to get anything for Aidan that's Hogan related, he may relocate. My football club's done that. I can only just copy best practice, really, there, John. That's all I can do. But yeah, it's not far off the truth. Maybe I'll relocate him with a taxi, just like a former player that we talked about last season. Anyway, moving on. Bringing the MK Dons flag, so to clarify on that one, Cole.
Bringing
the MK Dons flag, yeah. Shout out to Gateshead Saturday. Absolutely, John. The Northeast Massive down in the south, doing what Gateshead do. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But I can't remember
who did Gateshead beat, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
If anybody can remember who AFC beat in the FA Cup, could you let us know?
Yeah, let us know. It's got very quiet down there, isn't it? Anyway, Botwood Part 2 has arrived. Evening, gents. Helen, the better half of the Botwood crew.
Lady Botwood.
Thank you for joining. We appreciate it. That's our roll call on YouTube. I'm going to do a roll call on Facebook, and we'll get on with the show. It's nice doing this because it's nice to be everyone. Glenn said, good evening, lads.
Evening, Glenn.
Colin Giddings has joined us again. He said, evening, lads. I know, Cole, you had a bit of issue trying to get onto the Facebook page, but glad to have you back and glad that you're in the Facebook page again.
Evening, Cole.
Unfortunately, I think Cole got hacked, so nice to see him back. Andrew's joined us. Andrew, thanks for joining. He said, evening, legends. Nice to have you around, Andrew, and thanks for watching. Cole says, is Paul Warne coming on anytime? Well,
don't.
We've asked. and a number of others. There are ongoing discussions.
We've sent so many emails to the club about Paul Wall coming on. It won't be long before we got a restraining order against us.
Wow, maybe anyone watching wants to drop an email.
They keep saying yes.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone wants to drop an email to joe.thompson@stadiummk.com and demand he's on Don's Unplugged, please feel free. Oh,
you wouldn't believe we're a club partner, would we? This show is
Who knows, Cole? Who knows?
Worthless.
We hope.
Worthless.
We hope.
Worthless.
We hope. But yeah, Cole, in all seriousness, hopefully not too far in a distant future. Arthur's joined us, Evelyn Bomber Harris. He said, happy days, mates. Happy days. Tim's joined us.
Tim, good evening, Tim.
Would say nothing. Evening, Tim. Thanks for joining. And Arthur said, hi, lads, as well. So there we go. That is our roll of honour complete. Cool.
It must be about the end of the show, mustn't it?
Well, I say same time next week, right? There we go. Anyway.
Actually, it's not same time next week, is it?
Exactly. Before we get on to Luke's video, and we'll put that on, I think we'll put it on after we get to the end of our review, because it seems right that we were there, so maybe we start. I know I said last week, I don't know if you remember, this was going to be an exciting game, Cole.
God.
And you said something to me around...
I do hate smug people.
I'm not smug. Well, there you go. So you said to me, what was it you said to me? I'll be in King's Lynn. It's going to be boring. But happenstance happened. Unfortunately, everyone watching, Colin's car broke down. Not great. Not great.
Went in limp mode.
Well, there you go. Same as MK Don's last season, mate, to be fair. So maybe it was overhang from that. Yeah. But again, these things happen, but it opens doors for other things, Cole. So you came to the game.
Well, yeah, I quickly adjusted my plans, phoned you up and said, can I ride shotgun? You said, yeah, phoned up the club, got a ticket. That went down on the coach, picked that up, easy peasy. I've got to say, I really did enjoy it.
I tell you what, it was a good run. I
didn't think I was going to. I was so... don't get me wrong, I love going to watch us and all the rest of it, but the FA Cup didn't... It failed for me when the draw came out. And
do you know what, Cole?
Colchester wasn't very appealing.
You've got what is commonly known at the doctor's practice as MK Don's FA Cup fatigue. And you need to take one game every few weeks in the FA Cup to the final to get better on it, I think.
Well, roll on. Let's beat Oldham. Let's get in the next round.
Let's talk about that game. I mean, first the facility. So obviously we got there. We went, as you say, we went into the club store. And I have to say, the staff were lovely. And the stock was really good. I mean, obviously we've had a brand new shop. So, you know, we're I suppose, you know, in one...
We showed the pictures of our shop, of course, you know.
They're blown away. They're blown away. I mean, the lady who sort of ran the shop on the day we went in there, she's been to our shop before. She sort of remembered the Castor times, and she absolutely like night and day. That's absolutely right. It is. But I have to say, their stock was really good. I mean, I bought a few sweets in there for Toby and stuff, but reasonably priced. There was a few things that we took away, Cole, to speak to Liam about that we think would be good in our shop.
Yeah. I like the watch.
The problem metal watch.
Nice. Yeah, but they did two, didn't they? They did the metal one, and they did a plasticky swatch type one.
Swatch type.
And, I was mostly and the dog bandana.
Dog bandana. There was that. What was that like? What's the thing? Like it wasn't a dressing gown, but it was like a throw over, wasn't it? It was quite nice.
Yeah,
we were quite impressed about. But yeah, there's loads of different bits and pieces. And the chocolates were even branded with Colchester United. When you opened it up, it had Colchester United on it and stuff like that. So that was pretty impressive for a few quid. But yeah, nice little gifts for Christmas and things like that. But again,
I thought it was. I was impressed. It's one of the better ones. Not as good as ours, but it's one of the better ones.
Absolutely. But I was impressed with it. Really good. They did gift cards. They did a number of different. So again, we'll follow up with Liam. But again, appreciate he's got a lot on and he's trying to roll out a few things. But he did say, just to remind everyone who's watching, if you do have ideas, there are things you'd like to see in the shop. Let him know. Let him know on a match day when he's in the shop. He's a lovely guy. To get on board. I know already for a fact that he's taken a few things on board to go away in action already, so he is listening from that. But yeah, really good shop, good value for money. I was
nice that somebody from the club is listening to us, isn't it?
Well, maybe we'll ask him if he can get Paul Warren on. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, we moving on. But it was really, really good. And then they had, I mean, again, their eatery and their sort of bar outside was quite good. And Colin treated me because obviously with the drive down to a signature hot dog.
It was.
It's not a euphemism. It was actually some food. Exactly. It was good though.
I won't repeat what you said on it off air.
Well, exactly, right? Not until after 10 anyway. But no, it was. I thought their food range was pretty good. Their drinks were pretty good. I mean, the bar's a bit basic, but at the same time, just good facilities. To be fair, nice.
I'm told they did a tidy pint as well.
Yeah,
very nice pint. Yeah,
they did.
Harry, our drummer, told me. He said
quite a few people did.
He said that was cracking pint here. So yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah, so that was really, really good. But I mean, overall impressed. There's obviously the big TV outside for all the games to watch beforehand. So I mean, overall for a club, good clean stadium, 10,000 odd seater, some good facilities. So I mean, again, from our standpoint, I've been a solid 8, 9 out of 10 for me, Cole. Before we even walked in,
it's a bit out of town, but I mean, who are we to sort? But
exactly.
They haven't got a lot of facilities like nearby, like bars or anything of that nature, or restaurants. It's it's a nice modern ground. I don't know when it was built. Can't be that long ago.
Probably about 10, 15 must be.
15 years. Ashley will probably tell us.
Exactly that.
When it was built.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really
I'm going to have a guess. 2006.
Probably there or thereabouts, Cole. There or thereabouts. Thank you, Chris. He said, I'm your biggest fan. I'll follow Don's Unplugged until they love Aiden, and Colin. There we go.
Good I'm getting worried about him.
I know, right? It's Scott Hogan. He's got a gun to his head.
Right, go on. Carry on.
If he's got a gun to your head, you just give us a code word. We'll bring the police. Don't worry. But yeah, no, I mean, as I say, before the game, it was good. It was good to meet some of the fans. But the game itself, I mean, it was quite funny because as soon as we got in, there was probably a group of 8 kids, if you remember, Cole.
Yeah, on the right-hand side.
Yeah, walked all the way up to one stand and just constantly abused franchise this, franchise that.
Gobby little kids.
Yeah, and well, the funniest thing is they all got thrown out of the ground before the match even started, which was hilarious. It's hilarious, but weird. But overall, I mean, in terms of the game itself, what was your take on it? I mean, I know you're sort of thinking boring, and I'll come on to my view, but I thought it was a really, really good game.
I did, I was concerned pre-match. I mean, you probably heard me having that conversation at Colchester fan. They've created a lot of openings and chances, and they shoot a lot. And I thought we kept them pretty quiet, you know. Kyrese Lisby was their top scorer. He barely got a look in. I thought we were pretty good, actually. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't the best game in the world. I mean, obviously, they hadn't got... we hadn't got Gilby and they hadn't got Jack Payne. So, if you like, the leading men and both teams were out. But I was a bit disappointed the way their first goal. I mean, I could see why Truman started to come, but I don't know. I don't really know. For me, he probably shouldn't have come as far as he did. But there you go. I mean, you can't deny one thing: the guy took it well.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, I mean, the way I described the game overall was a seesaw game. It went from one to the other, which is what I mean from a neutral.
Pretty much end-to-end stuff.
Yeah, I mean, from a neutral perspective, I thought it was a good advert for League Two.
Yeah,
you got 2 really good sides, and I won't take anything away from Colchester because they had a well-drilled, well-organised side. And even when we were I
thought they were very well-drilled team, and I sort of expect that from Danny Cowley. Very well-drilled team.
Yeah, as I say, we came from behind twice, but I think looking at the goal, so the first one for me, Truman coming out, I felt he was like in 2 minds. Do I come out? Do I stay back? And that hesitation.
I think he thought he was going to get. I think he thought he was going to get a pass back, didn't he? And it beat the defender. I can't remember who it was, but it beat the defender. Was it Mellish?
I think it was Mellish.
It beat the defender, and he got caught in no man's land. And there you go.
Well.
But the guy took it well. You can't deny.
It was good. Well. It was. I mean, again, it was a well-taken goal. He had confidence, clearly, and if it wasn't meant to be, he didn't make it look like it was a fluke. It looked like he meant to do it, and it was a good goal. As you say.
Yeah.
The second goal, I think, again, I'm not going to criticise a guy because he's an absolute immense beast. The Colonel, but he did have a mistake for the second goal. It happens, Cole. It happens, right? I'm not gonna go on about it.
If we're gonna make mistakes and we win, I can sort of deal with that.
Yeah, I can take that. But I mean, again, look, even the best have the odd blip. But I thought, to be fair, that he's had a solid game, but a few, that mistake really cost us. But for me, the sign of a good team is a team that can bounce back straight away. I mean, our first goal, Hepburn Murphy scored. I mean, like you and I could have watched that in slow motion. It felt like it took a week to dribble in.
Yeah. God.
I
I actually, when he hit it at the goalkeeper and it started trickling, I thought it was going wide. Then I thought, bloody hell, it's going to roll in the net. And nobody seemed to want to.
And I don't know. I mean,
down.
I know John was there. John, you can jump in with this as well. I felt like it was slow-mo, but the coaches, the players didn't react. They just looked at it. At it.
One of their defenders stuck his hand up thinking it was offside, and I've watched the replay right back and freeze-framed it right at the moment he passed the ball, and it wasn't offside. It was level at worst.
Yeah.
So it wasn't offside, but like you say, it did take an age to roll in the back of the net.
Yeah, exactly that. Second goal, I thought was really good. I think because
2008 when we played there first. Cheers, Ash.
2 years out. Thanks, Ash. Stato's come at it again. But no, the second goal, I mean, Will Collar's shot was brilliant, and it probably was just about going wide, but Hepburn Murphy.
Collar could have scored 2 or 3 goals, actually. I thought he was unlucky.
You know what? I have to say, for me, seeing how he's played since the start of the season, what a turnaround, Cole.
Well, he had to step it up a bit without Gilby, didn't he? So, yeah.
But I was really...
I'm not sure Crowley and Kelly worked, but we've been saying all season we didn't think it would work.
No, but I mean, again, it's still early days, and again, it was nice to see Danny get on the pitch and get some fitness, and I thought he played pretty okay, to be fair. But yeah, I thought the second goal was really, really good, well taken. Whether it was going in with Collar's shot, I don't know. I thought it was going straight in. It looked like it went straight in, but Hepburn obviously got a touch on it. And then, 87 minutes, cometh the hour, cometh the man, Joe Thompson. Joe Tomlinson, sorry.
Tomlinson.
Yeah, I mean, what a cracking.
I thought Mendes Lang played well. He was involved twice in the first goal.
Well, he was with Hepburn.
Or was it the last goal? No, I can't remember.
I think it was the last goal. But what was interesting for me, particularly seeing Hepburn Murphy more in that striker position, is the understanding between him and Mendes Lang, particularly. They seem to be on the same wavelength. So that's really promising. And I think that's giving confidence to Hepburn. And to see him get 2, really, really pleasing, because I think a lot of criticism he got at Crawley was great player, but end product. And he's starting to show that, Cole. So if he can carry that on, we've got a cracking bargain, I think, personally. But yeah, I mean, come with the 87th minute with Joe's shot. I thought it was a hell of a shot, to be honest, from what I could see. Again, people might argue, did we deserve it? Did we not? I think we did. I think, again, 2 good teams.
I think we narrowly edged it. That was my feeling. And
I thought we were the better team.
I'm pretty honest about these things. If I feel we've nicked it, I'd say. But no, I thought we were slightly the better team.
Well, exactly that.
Hey,
there you go. Thanks, Luca, for joining. It was I think for me, the bit that really frustrated me, Cole, and we'll talk about the referee, was not at her best. Not at her best.
Byrne.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shame.
Disappointed.
It was a shame, but I mean,
been involved in numerous WSL finals. She's FIFA accredited. I thought she had a poor game. I'll be honest with you. I thought she had a poor game.
Yeah, I did as well. But what was really frustrating for me, and I don't know if you saw, was the fact that the injury time. We had 5 minutes of injury time. See, I think another 2 minutes play on from that. And
I mean, we would. I mean, I know. Second half, I never came back up the top. My knees were a bit creaky, and I was sitting with a couple of lads, and we were both going, "Where the hell she got this time from?" I mean, there was no hold-ups in injury time. So what the hell was going on? 2 minutes was just ridiculous.
Well, it wasn't just. I mean, it's like at the death.
I mean, if you think about it, that constituted to 18 minutes extra.
There or thereabouts.
So for every 5 minutes, she's going to add 2 minutes on. 45 minutes, that's 9. 2 minutes, 18 minutes.
Exactly.
Rubbish.
Crazy.
Absolute rubbish. That was very poor. Very poor.
The problem for me, Cole, was the fact that Colchester nearly scored.
Bloody well, nearly did, yeah.
And again, cometh the hour, cometh the man. Joe runs in, clears it.
Yeah.
It was going in.
I wish he'd done it a little bit quicker. He seemed quite relaxed about it.
He seemed very nonchalant, but
I was screaming, launch it.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, overall, like you said, I think we edged it. I think Truman, for me, again, I'm not criticizing the guy, but interesting few mistakes. I don't know if it's because he's not been sort of had a run of games, but overall, I thought he did.
Well, there was only 3 shots on target.
Yeah.
Outside of the ones that went in the back of the net. There was only 3 saves made. 3 saves. Their keeper made 2. Truman made 1. That was it.
Exactly that. Exactly
that.
It. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a really exciting game, Cole. Really exciting.
Yeah. Well, I was quite pleased that we were in the app for the next round.
Exactly. Sorry, Matt just said, got my first ticket for Barnet away. My first away since Ipswich 2021. There you go. That was a good game.
I was at that game. Yeah, I was at that game.
Wasn't it, from memory?
2-2.
And I forget the guy's name. He was a lone player from Norwich. He nearly scored at the bar, if you remember. Was it Josh Murphy? Someone, again, Ash will probably correct me on that. But yeah, that was a good game. So hopefully, Matt, it's a good game for you again on the weekend, and it's a win rather than a draw. Hopefully, on that. Grant's son did say, I'm going to jump back to this one here before we go on to a few more comments, and we'll come on to the next round of that before we chat. Did anyone want a better draw for the FA Cup? Cole, I'll let you talk first on this one because I got my thoughts. But what's your thought on that?
I either wanted a non-league team away because I love going to the non-league grounds in the FA Cup. You know, I often harp back on it. You know, one of the most memorable games I ever went to was Hyde United away.
Yeah,
a memorable game. So when we never got a non-league team, I suppose in a way, we couldn't have really asked for anything better than Oldham at home because it's a winnable game. I mean, both teams are going to be looking to get in the third round and thinking, oh, you know, we could land a big team here. But, yeah, that's a winnable game. There won't be many people there. I mean, I shouldn't think many will come down from Oldham. But it's a winnable game. And I think we've got a good chance of getting in the third round. Then that'll be exciting when you start hearing, and Liverpool will play. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, the object now is getting the third round.
I know in the Don's Unplugged group chat, I got a lot of stick for saying I think it's a good tie, excited. And I'll tell you for why. And I said this all along. Look, the sign of a good team is, you know, grafting out results. But I've always felt, and I use Lincoln as an example, the season that Danny Cowley was there, and they got to the quarters. I think they're knocked out by Arsenal from memory at that point. But having a bit of momentum in the cup does no harm for the league. You start winning a few games, it starts to become a habit. You get a few players that maybe aren't getting in the team, get a run in the cup. You know, raises their game.
I mean, the only thing about that is people will say that, you know, it'd be nice to have a weekend off. But as far as I'm aware, we had a blank week that week anyway, December the 6th.
We did.
So now we got a game. It'd be nice to get some, you know, of our players.
But like I said to you, I just think a good run in the cup is a good thing. We've had years of frustration, and it'd be nice to see a bit of a run. It's the only cup we're left in. And, you know, for me, look, Oldham at home. The reason I think it's exciting is because, to that point, I think we've got everything in our favour to go out and win that game comfortably. I really, really do. The Oldham we played on the first game of the season, to the Oldham we'll be playing on that FA Cup run. And again, this isn't for league points. You can just go out there and give it your all. I really think we've got nothing to be afraid of. And again,
we know why they played well. It was their first game back in the Football League for an age.
Absolutely.
We were struggling with injuries. I think it's going to be a game between two totally different sides.
It should be, but you know, like everyone can say, "Oh, I wanted Luton or whatever." I don't want any of it. I want a game that's winnable.
I didn't want to go. Luton would have been almost as bad as going down to London to play that team, but they got beat, didn't they? So.
But Gateshead aren't in London, Cole, so we'll leave it.
No.
But yeah, I mean, for me, like I say, I people might say, "Oh, okay, fair enough." But
Oldham beat Northampton Town, didn't they?
They did. But I just think if we can get a few, and no disrespect to Oldham, but a few teams of just average standards in the next round, maybe the round after that, I'm all for that. The further we get, a bit more money. And then, you know, the closer you get towards,
I think we got about 50 grand for winning that game.
Absolutely,
you know,
but it's all money in the pot. It's all money in the pot for January.
Not to be sneezed at. I suppose win the next round, you get about 75 grand out of that.
There or thereabouts. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm excited for it. I think it's really easy. I say really easy, but it's a really good, winnable game at home to get us into the third round, and that's ultimately where everyone wants to be. And then it's anyone's, like I say. But if we even got another one and we've got another League Two team or whatever, all the better. It means we can get into the fourth round, fifth round, et cetera.
Funny, you do see that occasionally, don't you? Some team keeps drawing weaker opposition. I mean, you still got to beat them, but you know,
you beat what's in front of you.
Why not? Let's keep going for a few rounds.
Exactly. But that's my take on it. Like I say, I don't think it's boring. It's winnable. It's momentum. I'd love to get to a semi-final at Wembley. How mad would that be?
As pros and cons go, yeah, it's a winnable game.
Exactly.
And I've said winnable so many times.
Exactly right. And then we can get someone like Wolves at home in the fourth round, who hopefully over Wolves or someone like that. Turn them over after the fourth round of another League Two team, and then win that 1-0. And then you're into a really interesting part of the competition, mate. That's for sure. Yeah. But we'll see. Anyway, Josh did come on and did mention this comment a minute ago. He said, "Seemed like a classic cup tie." It was really good, Josh. Really good. If you get the chance to watch it on YouTube, do.
Yeah, I agree. It was good to get the taste of Bromley out of our mouths.
It wasn't the best, was it?
I don't really see Bromley and Colchester were very similar. I felt the way they played. Yeah, they tried to press us hard. They probably weren't as successful as Bromley, but well organised drill team. Colchester are going to be up there at the end of the season.
100%.
And I think I don't rule out Bromley either.
No, and I have to say, shout out as well to the Colchester fans who were really decent, except the 8 that decided to give us all abuse, which was quite funny, to be honest. But after the game, a few of them were willing to chat. They were like, "Well done, you're a great team," and all of that. And they, and I think that was really nice. It just showed a decent caliber of.
They did ask about a penalty late on, didn't they?
They did.
But
no, we've had them given against us.
We've criticised Abby Byrne a minute or two ago, but she never fell for that crap. So
exactly, Cole, exactly. But again, Craig's point, that's my concern as well. He said, I personally have concerns over Truman, but maybe.
Well, you never know. I think C-Mac could be back on Saturday.
Who knows? I mean, look, to be fair, when you look at League Two, you look at backup keepers, he's probably about the best level you're going to get. Let's not forget, last season he was the first choice keeper, really.
Yeah.
And to be fair to him, Craig, it's probably just because he's not had a run. And
you're not going to get a decent keeper that wants to sit around on the bench.
No, exactly. So,
you say, he's about the best we can get. But.
Yeah, exactly. But no, like you, I mean, if it's a longer term injury or C-Mac has to stay out for a bit longer, it could become a problem. I'm just hoping, like you, Cole, he's back. Yeah, if not this weekend, the weekend after.
I have a feeling he could be back on Saturday.
Fingers crossed. John said all expected offsides, including the goalkeeper. Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so. Sheila said, "Good to see Tomlinson get the winner." 100%. It was.
Yeah, I think Sheila likes Tomo a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. John Harris likes Tomo as well. I think everyone.
I think Sheila's got one foot in the Tomo camp.
Yeah, but do you know what? I mean, I think everyone sort of talked about it in the past. Like he's not had the best run of games. He's been a bit inconsistent. So to see him come on, play well, bang it in the back of it, that's the Tomlinson we all know and love.
Yeah, and somebody put a minute ago about Gilby. We know nothing about Gilby, so we're waiting for the presser on Thursday or Friday from Warren, and we might hear a little bit more. But, I mean, he was with the team on Saturday, and he walked on the pitch at the end. He didn't look in any discomfort. He was only bloody walking, but, I mean, he looked okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
again, it's a groin injury is what we know, but again, how long for? Hopefully not too long. But,
apparently he's been playing with it for a few weeks, and if you remember last season, he pretty much did the same as well, didn't he? But he carried on playing.
To be fair, credit where credit's due. I mean, the team, let's say Crowley coming on, I thought, he stepped up, and there's some flashes, some really good football from him. And it's actually probably perversely, again, if we keep winning, obviously, but probably good for Gil to have a bit of a rest. He seemed a bit jaded. If he struggled with an injury,
it won't do him no harm.
He'll actually do him again towards the end of the season. Having a bit of a rest could do him the power of good ultimately. But get well soon is what we say to Alex, and hopefully we see him back in the team not too long in the distant future. Luke said he'll be back on Saturday after missing the FA Cup. The vlog's back the weekend as well. He's doing his vlogs this weekend. The Colchester game, I thought first 2 goals were so bad, really, but Hepburn Murphy so amazing was good. A win's a win. A win's a win. But no, I mean, again, the first Don's goal, Luke, as we say, wasn't the most spectacular, but I don't care how they go in as long as they go in, to be honest. But the third goal definitely made up for it. And the second goal, the mix between Collar and Hepburn Murphy, I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah,
to be honest. Luke also said, I do think Oldham game second round could potentially get to round 3. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
Well, that's what we're hoping, Luca.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Grant says, first goal, Truman seeing too far out of goal. It's hard to judge him because the majority of matches he's played have been with fringe or injured players. That's Grant. It's a fair shout. I just thought he was caught in two minds personally.
Yeah, I thought so. And that's the worst place to be a goalkeeper. You decide to come, you've got to keep coming.
Yeah,
you decide to stay, you've got to stay.
Absolutely. And I think for me, Cole, don't forget, I think it was like not far after that thing, he came out really quickly and kicked it out, with conviction. He came in, slid in, kicked it, and did a good tackle to get the ball out.
Yeah.
So that showed when he committed, he was there. So it's just about that. I think for me, that's what it was, Grant, ultimately. But, who knows? Who knows on that one? We've got a few more comments. Josh said he agreed that Mendes, agree on Mendes, last few games, starting to see higher league.
Yeah, starting to see the player we thought he was, yeah.
And it's the interlink play, Josh, as well. I think
Josh.
He's feeling more comfortable. The understanding across the team seems to be a lot more. The Hepburn-Murphy
I'll tell you what was encouraging. When we scored the second goal, he sort of curtailed the celebrations and everybody was waving everybody back. Come on, we ain't happy at 2-2. And that was nice to see.
Yeah, it was. Oh, you're still there, Cole?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're frozen on the screen. Now you've gone off screen. Where would we be without a Don't Unplugged glitch? Are you still with us, mate? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
We can't see you, but we can hear you. There we go. Good stuff. Anyway, John says, I think Crowley kept it simple, so Kelly was pulling the strings. I also think some of the forward players you're back. haven't quite got the understanding with Crowley. Yeah, I think so, John. Again, well said comment, mate. But like I said, I was really pleased to see Crowley come on. I thought he had a really solid game. And it's good.
It was okay. We still haven't seen the best of Crowley.
No, we haven't. But again, he's coming back from long-term injury, so give him a history.
That'll come.
It will come. It will come, and we'll need him in the running. That's for sure. Matt said, "I did see on X that Colchester fans were really unhappy with the ref. I think everyone was unhappy with the ref, Matt. To be honest, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because
ironically, the only yellow card of the game that should have been given wasn't when Patterson stuck his knee in the back of Harry Anderson.
Yeah, that's it.
Which particularly upset Danny Kelly, but I don't give a stuff.
Well, there's a surprise. Reece said, Josh Martin, who's at Cheltenham Town. I think he was at Portsmouth for a while before he got injured as well. So,
Josh Martin.
Yeah, good player on his day, but that was the guy for the Ipswich game that in 2021.
Thanks, Reece.
So thanks for that, Reece. Yeah,
we've got very knowledgeable fans, haven't we?
We have given Ash a run for his money there.
George.
No.
Sorry, George. Gilby's captain.
Take pressure off Gil. Do you know what? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I think if Gilby comes back in, he's going to get it. But I don't know. I didn't realise that Mendes Lang was the deputy until the weekend, unless that was a short-term decision.
I thought it was offered.
I thought it was Tomlinson.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Who's the vice captain? Who's the real vice captain?
Who's the real vice captain?
Find out now.
Yeah, let us know. I thought it was.
Anyway, you're going to play Luke Payne?
I will do. Did a few more comments, and then we'll get onto that, and then we'll have our hopefully have our guest join us soon. Ashley said it wasn't Murphy. He was with us in the championship season.
Yeah, it was Josh Martin.
Josh Martin. There we go. Josh Martin. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've been freed, Aidan. Crowley
freed me. Yeah, there we go. I think Chris is having an eventful evening. There we are. Sheila says, winnable game. You guys have just jinxed that result. Never, Sheila. I said the same about the Colchester one, and we did. So hopefully I've broken that hoodoo. But if we haven't...
It's a winnable game, Sheila. Winnable game.
I think so. Yeah, there you go. Winnable game, Cole? Winnable game.
Winnable game.
Exactly. Harry said a bit of a random one, but Sam Sherring seems to be thriving at Cheltenham, who have started to go on a good run. Yeah, absolutely, they have gone on a good run of late. New manager bounce, or old manager bounce, because obviously, old manager's coming back in.
No, Harry, I wouldn't.
There we go. Quick and to the point. Would you potentially think about getting another? It's a hard one, right? Because you look at the squad now, Harry. For me, you've got Maguire, you've got Thompson, who is struggling to get in the team, and both of them are really good caliber players. So,
the Colonel.
Exactly. Thompson. So I think, I mean, we've got a good squad, but who knows? Who knows? A week's a long time in football. You never know. I'd be surprised to see him back in the squad personally, but who knows? Craig said, is anyone going to turn up on Tuesday night? Me and my mate are still going for the Swindon. Is it Swindon? Swindon, isn't it?
No, I'm not. I'm not going.
Enjoy Enjoy, Craig. Enjoy. Hopefully there's a few there for you, mate. I will be in Germany, so that's my excuse, unfortunately. Ashley said that Colin turned into John Cena. Yes, you did when you went off TV.
Has anybody won this shirt yet? They haven't, have they?
No, they haven't. Not
Okay.
yet. We'll keep going. Alan said, I think Thomason's a good player in a good team, but was well off last year, so is confident we should see the best this season. I hope so too, to be fair. Alan, there's definitely a player in there. Just a bit of consistency is what we need to see ultimately. Matt said, just as Aiton, I was also wearing the jacket you're wearing in the club shop today. Great minds think alike. This is actually the zip-up 3/4 length, not the zip-up jacket, Matt, but both are good. Both are good options. Craig has said Tomlinson is vice, so there we go. Yeah, I thought it was. Thanks for confirming, Craig. And Jordan said, good evening, lads. So Jordan's joined us as well. A few comments on the Facebook page as well. Glyn said to Arthur, because Arthur's got man flu, by the way. Hope you feel better soon, Arthur.
I know how that feels, Arthur.
He's going off to bed.
I had it the other week.
You can watch this on catch up.
How does Glyn know Arthur's going to bed?
Because he said it on the Facebook thread. Anyway,
night, Arthur.
Glenn said you need a holiday, maybe a cruise. Maybe a cruise.
Me?
No, Arthur. Keep up. Anyway, Glenn, also hope you're feeling better, mate, because I know you've been through it as well. So again, hope you're feeling a bit more rested and getting that, mate. Thinking of everybody. Arthur said, "Yeah, I'm away from the 21st. Happy day." So he's on another cruise. There we go. Bit of Caribbean.
He's a bit. Arthur's a bit like the male version of Jane McDonald, isn't he?
I'm saying nothing, Cole. I'm saying nothing. Lucas said, first goal, Truman, feel bad.
Carry on cruising, Arthur.
Yeah, exactly that. Anyway, before we bring on our esteemed guest, I think it's time for a Payne's player rating. So you have
how long is it?
4 minutes and 30 seconds of Luke Payne goal.
I'm going for a wee.
And then we'll bring in our esteemed guest from the Bees Pod mem as well. So,
okay. Go on,
do you want to say it, Cole?
Roll VT!
Right, we've got another game to cover, and this time it's the FA Cup against Colchester. Okay, perhaps not the most exciting tie in terms of who the opposition were, but actually it looked like a very good game. Got to admit, wasn't actually there, so we'll just be going off of highlights, press conferences, all the usuals. But no, it turned out to be quite an exciting game actually, which I perhaps wasn't really expecting for a game against league opposition, essentially. I mean, we did go behind twice, but I think looking at both of those goals back, there are pretty obvious individual errors, so I don't want to dwell on them too much. Obviously, Warren's mentioned that we could have done a lot more to prevent that first goal, but ultimately, if Truman stays on this line or stays further back, then that just doesn't go in, and I'd fancy Ekpateta to win his one-on-one there. But it's one of those, I think Truman in that scenario is trying to play a bit more how McGillivray would, because McGillivray is so quick off his line, and it just so happened to be a case that he chose the wrong ball to come for and got punished for it. But still, he was trying to do the right thing, and as a goalkeeper that doesn't play much, it's gonna take a couple of games to get that sharpness back up. So a bit of a shame, but fortunately it didn't cost us. And then their second goal, for me, that's just a mistake from in possession from Sanders, and again, not much the rest of the team can really do in that scenario. But what I do like is we applied ourselves well. We got back into the game both times. I really like that combination of Mendes, Lang and Hepburn Murphy at this point. They're combining quite a lot and clearly seem to understand where each other's runs are likely to be, which is going to make for some great competition in the final third, because ultimately we're playing with two players up front with three, soon to be four very good players available, obviously mentioning Patterson and soon Aaron Collins as well. I do like how well worked our goals were, and there were other chances. on the breakaway, I thought we were very, very good. I know there was that chance towards the end where Hepburn Murphy had a bit of a tame shot. But no, I think all in all, relatively professional performance, albeit a couple of mistakes littered into it. And against a strong opposition, I don't think they rotated too much. We obviously didn't rotate too much. It was just a case of a key midfielder missing for both sides. For them, obviously Jack Payne, and for us, obviously Gilby. But the important thing is that we're through, and we've now got ourselves a second round tie against another same league opposition in Oldham, who are, well, they're tough to beat. They don't concede many goals, but they also don't score many. So it is a repeat of the opening game of the season. However, I'm expecting us to deal with it better than we did then. Obviously, with this team's had a lot more time to play together now, and I'd like to think we've got enough ideas to break down their defence. We know they're going to be physical, so we are going to have to be on it in that regard. But it is a very winnable tie for us, and well, the important thing is just get us through and hopefully get ourselves a lovely third round draw. But still, it's a good result. Now back onto the league games with Barnet away, which should be an interesting one because they've had to adapt quite a bit this season. They started by trying to play football, didn't really work for them. They're having to change their style of play a bit, and it's all of a sudden it's starting to click. So it will be a tricky game, but it's one I believe we should be able to do well in, playing the way we are at the minute. But there's only one way to find out, so hopefully see you all there. Come on, you Dons.
See somebody else that says winnable game.
Well, exactly right. There you go. There you go, Cole. But no, I thought it's like good as always. Luke, thank you for the previews. We appreciate them. You make Chris Kamara look like an amateur, my friend.
Yeah.
I think before we bring them in and talk about the all things Barnet for the weekend, one of the things I forgot to mention before we wrap up on the Colchester game was all the booing for Jack Payne. I just thought that was ridiculous, to be quite honest. Jack Tucker, not Jack Payne. Sorry. I mean, again, look, you might not have liked, at times probably wasn't the best player, but, he put a shift in for Dons. I just don't think that was really called for, to be honest. And usually these things can backfire. They can backfire. But, I've met Jack before. I've spent time with him. He's a lovely guy, and I generally wish him the best in his career with Colchester. Maybe just the right club with us. We never saw the best of him.
Yeah, a few people around me kept going, what is all that about? Didn't get it. There you go.
It's just weird, right? It's just weird. But yeah, as I say, it was a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. But like I say, nice to see Jack and wish him all the best. Anyway, and Jack Payne, another player, interesting. Obviously, didn't play on the weekend for Colchester because he's out with injury. But again, one at the end of the season that we could have potentially gone in for, but no contract was ever tabled. So it's a strange one. But again, I know a player that a lot of people at Don's had a lot of time for as well. And,
if I was that was the only regret. I would have kept Jack Payne. I like Jack Payne.
I did. No, I really did. Really nice guy.
He makes things happen, and he can score, as he's proved.
Oh, there you go. George said, "I miss Luke Payne's ratings. They're on the Facebook page, aren't they?"
I missed them as well. I never saw them.
Did not see him. He hasn't done them this week. There we go. We'll have to feed that back. Luke, if you're watching, where are they? But yeah, good spot. Jamie just said before we jump on and bring Mem in, I can't understand why we are the biggest price we have been for a game this season at 94 to beat.
No, that is a very good point, Jamie. Some of you may know I do the preview on the Facebook page, the Casbah Big Game Preview, and I looked at it and I thought that can't be right.
No.
That seems a monster price for us. I think I can't see it staying like that. A lot of people are going to get on that, surely.
Interesting, right? Interesting. But again, hey, look, what do we know, right? The bookies are there for a reason, so they've obviously got something to say about it. But who knows? Well, who knows? Anyway, I think it's time to bring Mem in and talk all things Barnet.
Has anybody got this?
Nothing yet. All radio silence. So we'll take it from there. But Mem, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you taking time to jump on Don's Unplugged with Colin and I. And firstly, welcome back to the Football League.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us back.
Well,
it weren't down to us.
Long time overdue, I think, personally.
We had nothing to do with it, I promise you.
Well, no, I was just joking. You know, it feels quite familiar.
Whoa, what happened there? What happened there?
Who knows? Technical glitch, Cole. How odd is that? Anyway, sorry, man. Carry on.
No, I was just saying it feels very familiar being back in the Football League with some of these names. You know, clubs that I grew up seeing Barnet playing against, and then we had a little bit of a period going and watch playing in sheds and stuff like that around the country in park field and park pitches. So you know, that's just Halifax.
It's a rude awakening going in the National League, isn't it,
Colin?
It was, but it could have been much worse. I mean, we could be in the National League South if it weren't for COVID. So let's just say that things have changed a lot in football. 5-6 years ago, I'd never thought that we'd be anywhere near the Football League. So the fact that we're in the Football League, and I think with a team capable of probably going up again, I think I'm very confident. I'm very confident that this won't be like the last time we were in the Football League.
No, can I just stop you, Aidan? Because we better do this.
Go on.
We've been running a competition tonight. If anybody could see what was going on, and we never gave away, but we're giving away a free shirt tonight. And who was first? Ashley.
Ashley spotted it.
Ashley, you've just won a signed shirt, mate, because I did correctly change shirts. I had a white Code Breaker shirt on, now I've got a black Code Breaker shirt on. So, well done, Ash.
Well done, Ash. Eagle-eyed.
Eagle-eyed Ash. Ash has won a signed shirt. Well done.
Yeah, Mem, I mean, before we talk about sort of, this season, I mean, from a Barnet fan situation, what went wrong? I mean, what do you feel went wrong sort of when you went out of the league? What sort of talk to sort of the Dons fans that may not have been close to it? How do you feel that the situation transpired?
When was it, by the way, Mem? When did you drop out of the EFL?
Oh God, we're talking about 7 years ago, maybe.
Really?
7 years.
Yeah.
So basically, actually, what happened was it was a really simple situation. What happened is basically our two top goal scorers at the time were Curtis Weston and John Akinde. Between the two of them,
Big John.
Yeah, between the two of them, they were worth about 35 goals a season between the two of them.
Yeah.
And they both got injuries in pre-season and were out for pretty much half the season. We had a spate of injuries, and we also had a young manager. And what ended up happening was that we basically could never get going because we ended up playing. Ironically, we ended up blooding people like Jack Taylor, who's now at Ipswich, into that team at the age of 18. So we ended up having to play, and I think it was maybe a bit too soon for Ephraim Mason Clark, who was at Coventry, but blooding youngsters who weren't ready for the level. And then by the time John Akinde and Kirsten came back, it was too late.
Yeah.
And it was hard to, we couldn't stop the rot. So we went down. And then after that, we had I think our chairman just basically lost interest for a period. And we just had one shocking manager after another. Although we did have a playoff spell with Darren Curry, who wasn't bad, but I mean, a COVID season was the worst. I think we had 4 or 5 managers that season, and if it wasn't for the COVID no relegation, we would have gone down to Conference League South, which is the lowest we played. Lowest we played in probably 80 years, 90 years. So, but since then we've had since then Dean Brennan's come in, and every year that Dean Brennan has been at Barnet, we finished in a high position than the last.
Fast forward. You've had a rough old time in the National League. It's a hell of a bloody league to get out of. You came back, and hopefully you agree with what I'm going to say now, and I think you probably will. Barnet struggled a little bit early doors, didn't they?
Well, they didn't. They didn't. So when they came back into the first 3 games of the season, we had actually the spine of our team was actually out injured. So So what ended up happening this season, at the beginning of the season, was last season, like Barnet are an incredibly well-drilled team. They had three seasons on the bounce where they just kept building and building and building, adding extra players, and just progressively got better. We finished 5th, 2nd, and then we finished 1st. So the team is very well drilled. But when you lose your spine and you're coming into the league, stepping up, all of a sudden we're asking brand new players to come in and play a system that everybody is well drilled in. And I think the problem was there's too many changes at the beginning of the season. Right. And actually, if you looked at the underlying metrics of the early games of the season, we actually had more possession, we had more chances. But the problem was we were getting punished in both boxes. So whereas we weren't scoring, and then we were getting punished on the other side. But as we brought back in the players that we had from our championship winning team, and the team is more resembling that championship winning team, you're starting to see that. And actually, on the underlying metrics, we got one of the highest good chance XG. I know some people don't like XG, but I think it's a great measure just to show how good the chances you're creating. And we got one of the highest XG in the league. The problem we have at the moment is we've got a few players who are not quite clinical enough, and they need to step up their game and learn that they need to be more. They need to take their chances better. But we've stabilised now, and actually we've been on a really good run of form. And I think I said in one of your articles that you asked me to write for, that if we got a smash and grab against Notts County where they scored in the last minute, and we actually dominated them, and then against Barrow, against 10 men, we should have scored one and we drew. If we'd won both those games, we'd have gone top. So that just shows how tight this league is. Because
you're 12th. Yeah,
we're 12th. But like I said, 2 games ago, where we could have been top if we'd won those games. So it's, I know it's buts and maybes, but the point is that the potential is there from this team. I personally think we could finish in the top 3,
right?
With the capability. And now we've just brought in Britt Sumbalonga.
I thought he's retired. To be honest, he's quite a journeyman. Man.
He's been playing in Turkey. So he's been playing in Turkey in the 1st and then the 2nd division in Turkey. He's come back and he looks sharp as anything. And we played him in a cup game. Played his first game in 6 months against Cambridge, and he looked sharp as anything.
He went off injured at the weekend, didn't he?
He did, and we're hoping it's not going to be too long. But I think, to be honest, a part of that injury is probably just because he's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's just
he only lasted 39 minutes, according to this.
Yeah. But that happens. I mean, if you beat...
Yeah, of course. I mean, the same with us. We had Aaron Collins, he hasn't... He's lasted no time at all. He got injured first time he played, and that was about it. So...
Yeah, it happens. If you haven't played for a while, and it's at that level, the intensity of that level, if you haven't played for a while, your body does creak a bit. It'll take a little while for his body to adapt again back to playing. It's been 6 months he's been out the game. So, but I think from what we've seen so far, he's got the clinical, he's the clinical player that we needed up front. Because we create a lot of chances, we just need to start putting them away now.
Well, I was going to say a name that might be familiar to some Dons fans, and forgive me for the pronunciation because I'll probably get it wrong. But Lee, is it Ndlovu? Ndlovu? Is that how you pronounce it?
Leon Love.
Love. Okay, there we go. I got it. There we go. But used to play for Brackley Town, not too far away from Dons, and obviously was quite prolific for them. I think he went to Boreham Wood, obviously, before coming to you. But what's kind of been your take on him so far this season since he's adjusted to League Two?
So Lee is never at this level. Lee's never going to be a 25 goal a season striker, but then we don't need him to be a 25 because the thing about Barnet is that generally speaking, we do share the goals around. That we have 4 or 5 players capable of scoring 10 goals each. And what Lee does because of his energy levels and because of his ability to occupy, a couple of defenders. Because he's so strong, what he allows to do is that he essentially pins defenders, so he allows other players to make runs past him. So he's a really good focal point for the team. The only thing is I'd love to, but he has scored a few goals already this season. He's made he's scored a couple of very good one-on-ones where he's where he's been very clinical with his finishing. But that's not his game is not a poacher. His game is to play for the rest of the team. He'll press everything. He's the trigger for the press a lot of the time. You'll see Barnet when we play you on Saturday, and to be honest, you'll see it more as well when we play you at your ground. Barnet are a high press, high energy team, and the trigger.
Yeah, you're second in the away table, aren't you?
Yeah, and our trigger is.
You know who's top, don't you?
No, who's that? Your team.
Yeah.
There you go. So this is going to be an interesting one. There's going to be two teams on the halfway line trying to press each other up.
Yeah, 0-0 written all over it. There you go.
Well, I mean, to be fair to us, I mean, I don't know whether you know much about us, but we've mixed it up a lot this season, whereas normally we've been trying to play it out of defence, and we're mixing it up, aren't we, Aidan? Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's different formations, different tactics. It's not every game, but like depending on the setup and depending on the playing, I think.
And Warren's got it wrong a couple of times.
He has.
That's
it'll be interesting. But
I think we've adapted our game depending on the other teams. What's interesting, I've noted is so far is there's not many teams that want to come up and that want to come up and press you. So so Swindon came up and pressed us, and we beat them. We kept putting balls in behind them and beat them. Now I don't see you guys playing a high press at our ground. I see it at your ground. I see you doing that. I can't imagine you'll come up and try and press us. But if you do, then we'll probably play a bit longer this time, because we've evolved from a very much a play out from the back team to dependent. If teams come and press us, we'll go over them. If teams sit off, we're happy to have the ball. And so
you do like possession, don't you?
We do, but what we've done is this year we've added the plan B, which is when teams come press us high, then what we'll do is we'll go over the press.
Right, okay.
So, and when you've got players like Leon Love, you can put the ball over the top and they'll go and run it. They'll run and chase lost causes. Callum Stead, they're two guys. We've also got players like, as you might know, you might know him, Danny Collins. Danny Collins
he was with us as a kid.
Yeah, he's a really good ball playing defender. So he's the sort of guy that will pick a pass or he'll overlap. Barnet, the centre backs will quite happily step into the play. So we've got one or two ways of playing, and actually the team can flip between 3 at the back, 4 at the back. It's a very, like I said, it's a very well drilled team. They, over periods of time, we even within a game, we'll change formation 3 times, and it's not alien to the players because they're used to doing that. They're used to having these little changing the tactics during the game and changing formation. So. It's a big reason. It's a big reason why I'm really confident with it. I'm really happy with really confident about the team, because you can just see that they know effortlessly where they need to be. When a manager makes the call, they straight away they're switching in, and you've got players who can play in multiple positions, so they can Idris Kanu, who's our left winger, is quite happy to go and play left back, for a bit, and Ryan Glover, our right winger, might come and play number 10. Danny Collins might play right back. They will switch depending on the circumstance of the game. So it'll be quite a fascinating tactical battle on Saturday.
I've noticed you've got quite a lot of people that, we do try and do our own work before we interview fans such as yourself, sort of thing. And it appears that the assists are coming from all over the park.
Yep.
You've got about 5 players all on 2 assists.
It's because we keep the ball.
Pretty encouraging, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we try and keep the ball. When we play a bit longer, the key to it is the second balls. But we're a high running team. But once we get into the final third, then we'll look to create and fashion good opportunities. We don't just sling balls into the box. So it means that we try and create high quality chances. So you will find that a lot of the players will get involved in the play. A lot of players will create.
Are you looking at this game, and thinking to yourself, this is probably one of the biggest challenges you've had so far?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we've already played loads. We've played a lot of the best teams in this division already. We've played Swindon, we've played Crewe, we've played. I'm just trying to. My mind's just gone blank.
Walsall, Colchester,
Grimsby.
So
we've played a lot of the teams above us. We've done quite well against a lot of the teams above us. I think this is quite a fascinating one, because I think this is probably the first team that we're playing, or one of the first teams that we're playing, that will probably come and won't sit on the edge of their box.
No, we won't.
I would say 3/4 of this division sit on the edge of their box, which is quite unusual.
We don't.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I think that's the key. I think that's the difference I've noticed between National League and League Two, and I do wonder whether or not that is a consequence of 3 up, 3 down. That teams are a lot more cautious, whereas in National League, the thing about this is what I say to people about the National League: for you to get up out of the National League, you have to have pretty much a perfect season. So you have to put together a really highly functioning team. So teams go for it in the National League. So they have to build teams that are going to accumulate points. It feels like in League Two, it's about not finishing in the bottom 3, and then there's a group of teams that will go for it.
Yeah.
Or bottom 2.
Do you think there's much of a difference between the National League and League Two?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say the biggest difference I've seen is the quality in both boxes. But I would actually say, in terms of ability in between that, I would say that there's a lot of teams in the National League that would beat a lot of the teams we've played so far.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah,
so I felt that gap's closed a lot, Mem, as well, because people used to talk about the Championship and the Premier League being a massive gap. I actually see now League One and the Championship as the biggest gap. But I think those two top divisions have closed up.
I don't think there's much of a gap between League Two and League One.
Well, yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, for me, the National League and League Two is very close because the amount of investment a lot of teams in the National League.
I think League One's closer as well. I agree with you. The jump to the Championship is a massive jump now.
Huge.
And then another huge jump to the Prem. So
yeah, absolutely. But no, I mean, like you say, you see some of the teams that have been in the playoffs, like York last season, was a great one where I was expecting this season, to be quite honest, York would be right up there, and they just completely have fallen away compared to where they were. And there's some, like you say, some really, really good teams in the National League. There's a great advert for some really good grassroots football down there. But I mean, in terms of, I say that the scorecard, if you like, one of a better phrase, it's still early days. But looking at coming back into League Two, you've kind of touched on it. But if you were to sort of say, were you expecting to be where you are? Do you feel like you've underperformed, overperformed so far this season?
I'd actually say, I mean, to be honest, I'd actually say I'm quite happy. I would have taken being mid-table, at this stage in the season. But actually, the underlying metrics suggest that we're slightly underperforming the way we've played. I think, look, things come. The thing about it is, if you carry on creating good chances, you'll score more goals. And I think the key to it is for us to continue playing this way, and I think the results will come, because ultimately, if you do the right things, things they'll pan out. They'll come round for you. So I think we're in a good position, and also because things are so tight at the moment, it's a couple of wins, and you're jumping into the promotion spaces.
100%.
So I think you could go on a nice run from this point. We're in a good position to go on a nice run. And one thing this team's very good at, and we've done this for 3 seasons, is we know how to build a good run. So this last year, I think we lost to York. Sorry, I got a bit of a tickled in my throat.
That's right, man. That's fine.
Last year, I think we lost to, I think it was October or the beginning of November. Probably around this time last year, we went up to York and they tore us one. We then, from that point onwards, we went on a run where we were unbeaten for, I can't remember how many matches. It was a ridiculous number of matches. I think it was getting close to 30 matches that we were unbeaten, and then that was the thing that won us the title, was that going that run, and we did it previous the season before that to got us into second. So we know how to build a run.
Yeah,
it's a very streaky team. So we've positioned ourselves really well, and I'm sure Dean Brennan is looking at it thinking we could if we ever go at this, we could definitely do it. And I think we're looking at bringing 2 new players in the window to try and take it to the next level.
Tell me, what do you know about Milton Keynes this season? And is there anybody in particular that you sit there and think, oh, crikey, he's a bit of a, that could be a bit difficult,
If I'm honest, there's been a lot of players to take in this year, because obviously I've spent like 5 or 6 years getting to know all the.
I appreciate,
getting to know the long league. What I do know from having seen some of the highlights is I know you've got a couple of whippets up front. I know you like to play football. I don't know many individuals of your team, if I'm honest. But I just know from what I've seen of watching the highlights and stuff. I know that you had a few funny results earlier in the season.
We had a lot of it. We had massive amount of injuries in the start. We hadn't even got a defender fit. We were playing with it. Our centre forward was playing at right back. That's how desperate we've become.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So you've clearly stabilised. But if I'm honest, it's been just so. This has been a learning curve for me this year. Just getting re-familiarising myself with players.
Well, hopefully, come Saturday night, you'll be a bit more familiar with some Dons players.
Yeah, well, hopefully not. Hopefully, well, the ones that maybe pulled us down for a pen or something like that, they're the ones. Then,
well, exactly. But I mean, so that leads it quite nice into my question, Cole. So, I mean, obviously looking at this game, how do you see it playing out, Mem, from a Barnet perspective for the weekend?
I don't know, actually. I genuinely think this is a 50-50. I genuinely think. I think that at home we're usually quite strong. I mean, this year, obviously, because of some of the early sort of fixtures have meant that, and obviously the Notts County smash and grab has meant that the Hive hasn't looked as much of a fortress as it did last year. But to be honest, the last 3 seasons, the Hive has been a fortress, and we've generally won at home the majority of our games. But I just think that there's something. There is a little bit of. I look at your team and I look at the pace you have in your side, and I do wonder, if you got the opportunity to break on us, are you going to punish us? That would be the question.
We have scored a few goals where we've quickly broken out of defence and somebody has gone forward. Yeah, we got a couple of. Russia, Etburn Murphy scored a couple at the weekend. They weren't necessarily fast out of defence goal sort of thing, but it was a case of ping, 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 and it was in the back of the net. It was very far. The first goal was a breakout, wasn't it, Aidan?
It was, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think looking for the weekend, like to Mem's point, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. I've been relatively impressed, again with all the teams that come up, but particularly with the way I felt, like you say, Barnet have been well drilled for a few seasons. I thought you were unlucky the season before. You came up, but it gets momentum. I think for me, it's momentum. When you've been a successful team, you know how to win games. It becomes a habit, and it becomes a habit. Same as losing becomes a habit. And I think, injuries aside for both teams, I think there's quite a lot of parallels. Like we've struggled with some injuries, you've struggled with some injuries, but there's cores of good teams there. So I think, again, it's great to have a good following because there's about 1,300 odd Dons going down. So it'll be good to see that and great advertisement for League Two football. But I think in terms of the game itself, yeah, I can see this one going either way, Cole. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a really tight game. And I always say every week, Mem, and I'll say it again, in this league, there are no easy games. If any team turns up expecting to win, you're going to get surprised. And I think on their day, any team in this league will beat anyone. But I do feel that this is going to be quite an interesting test because I think from a Dons perspective, Barnet are a tough team to break down. Like you say, you've mentioned the high press that they use. They like to play a bit of football. You've got some good players and some versatile players in there. So similar to us, I think there's a lot of similarities in that regard. So I think it personally, and again, this again, the head of my heart. I mean, I think this could be a really close run thing, Cole, with a goal in it. To be quite honest, I think it could be that tight.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't argue. I think it's one of those games that could really kick either team's season on. Yeah, I think if Barnet win, it'll really kick them on, and I think you'll see Barnet becoming more of a top 3 side. I think if we win, it's going to send another message round to the rest of the league. We're strong away from home. It is difficult. I don't think there's going to be a lot in it. I'm going to go 2-1 Dons.
Interesting.
And I predicted us to get beat last week. So you know,
he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I predicted we'd lose last week, and it was. I mean, there are a couple of question marks. If we've got McGivery in goal, that's a plus. If Gilby's back, that's a plus. If Collins is back, that's a plus. And each one of those, obviously, if they're not there, is a little bit of a negative. But yeah, it's going to be a big test for both sides. I think big test.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Colchester game and cup games, but it's one of those. You look, they're a well-drilled side. Barnet's a well-drilled side. So there's a lot of teams in this league, and people talk about League Two being a long ball, hoof it and boot it league, I'd say there is a league table within a league table. There are teams in that bottom quartile that probably do a lot of that. We know, but there's also some really good footballing teams in League Two, and so I think
some hard-working teams like Bromley. Yeah. I mean, they just never let up all game.
No, some fantastic.
And Colchester were like that to a degree, but
yeah, and I think to Mem's point, it's the quality at the final third that is to make or break every season in this league, because a lot of teams you probably couldn't separate in terms of the midfield, the defensive sort of things. It's just having those key quality players for those key moments in the game. I think that's what we lacked last season, and again, due to instability with multiple managers, transfers, and a number of things. But I think this season, with Hepburn Murphy starting to show some consistency, obviously Aaron Collins to come back, who we know is a quality player from his
Mendes Lang.
Mendes Lang obviously is a bit of a coup for this league. And Callum Patterson, formerly of Sheffield Wednesday, has been phenomenal for us. But yeah, I mean, away from home, we've been really good. But to your point, Cole, I think both teams will want to win this, but I think both teams there'll be a lot of respect and there'll be.
I think both teams will be happy with the draw. But like I said, if we get a winner out of this, I think it's going to kick either team right on.
I think so. I've got a feeling that Barnet are going to employ the same tactics they did against York last season. Because when we played York last season, we slightly adjusted and we ended up playing a very high running team, and we basically pressed them. We went man for man to them across the whole park and absolutely squeezed the life out of them. We suffocated them, and I think I heard the pre-match interview. I heard an interview with Dean Brennan this week, and he said that basically they're debating. I think they're debating whether or not what the makeup of the team is going to be for Saturday, whether or not they go with a high running team or whether or not they go with a technical team. I can see them going with a high energy, high press. So I see the midfield's going to end up being two big runners. Or it's going to be a lot of pressing across the pitch. And what we might do is might just go one man for man, and look to just squeeze the life. So if they do that, then that could be a really exciting game, because it could be a game of cat and mouse.
Yeah. I don't know whether you see that question at the bottom of the screen. Can Mem see plenty of yellows on Saturday?
Not sure.
Are you physical side?
We could look. We can definitely mix it in this league. I think the thing is, I think the players get fined if they get a yellow. So a lot of them sometimes don't take the cheap yellow. I mean, a perfect example was Barrow at the weekend. Not this weekend, gone the weekend before. Was in the build up to their equaliser. I think there was a player could have just pulled the guy down and got a yellow, and then got the whole team back behind the ball. And he was a bit too naive and let the guy run past him, and they ran through and scored. I personally think I'd like us to get a few more yellows, where I think we're a bit too nice sometimes. On the counter especially. That's the only thing that worries me about Saturday, is that you guys are quite good. You guys are quite good on the counter attack, and we're sometimes too naive. We went through a phase 2 years ago where we were getting sucker punched on the counter a lot. But last year we seemed
that could be interesting then.
Yeah, last year we found a way to sort of counteract that, and we stopped getting counted on. But it seems to have crept back into our game this season. These quick counters that sometimes punish us.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's too tough to call. There's not many games where I'm thinking,
wait, are you going to call it or not?
I am going to call it, but I'm going to pretext it. And I'm going to pretext it with my concerns.
Provisos, here we go. Criteria.
My concerns and proviso is, and not in a negative way, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but if Truman is in goal, I think that is the make weight for me between a win and a draw. I think if McGivery's back, it will be tight, and I can see a 1-0 Dons win.
Our goalkeeper got carried off a couple of weeks ago with concussion. He's gone through the concussion protocols, and there's a school of thought that thinks he might be back on Saturday, which would be good news for us because he commands his box. So,
he's fantastic. I mean, he's former Portsmouth keeper, so he's got.
So there you go. So if Truman is a draw,
I think it's
if it's McGivery, we win 2-1. Is that right? Have I read you right?
No, I think it'd be 1-0, 2-1, something like that. But it'd be very close. But I'm probably going to say 1-0. Okay. If Truman's in goal, just from the FA Cup, and I again hope I'm wrong, but I could see him making a gaff, and I could see it being 1-1.
A Dean Gaffney. Right, go on, Mem. I have a feeling I know what you're going to say. Actually, 2-0.
No, it wasn't actually.
Oh,
no, it wasn't.
bugger. All right.
Okay.
I was gonna go for 3-2.
Really?
Yeah,
Exciting game. There you go.
I think it's an exciting game. I think there'll be a lot of goals. I think you're gonna have two teams are gonna go for it. I think there'll be.
I mean, you know your home record, right? You know it, don't you?
Yeah, but I know our home record for the last 2-3 years. Our home record is really good.
Yeah.
It's we've had a couple of, like I said we had a couple of. If you look at our home record this season,
I'm looking at it now. Played
Yeah,
7, won 2, drawn 1, lost 4.
Yeah, and 2 of those at the beginning of the season with injuries. We got a smash and grab against Notts County 1-0, and then we had a bit of an what's called.
You got 7 points at home.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry. It's early.
Well, I'm only answering. You said your record's pretty good, and I'm saying you got.
I'm saying for the last 3 years, our record has been brilliant at home. So I'm saying my point is that like I said, there's context to it. Two of those losses were in that first 3 games of the season. We had a bit of an anomaly when we went on an 8-game unbeaten run, and then 8-game. Well, in the middle of it, we lost to Shrewsbury, which was a bit of a weird one. And then Notts County, we dominated Notts County for 95 minutes, and then got lost in the last minute. We're not a team that's rubbish at home. It's just that we just had a few
goals for 8, goals against 9.
Yes, don't worry about it. Okay,
I'm not worried. I'm just
Colin. You come to the game looking at that and going, okay,
"You're a cruel man, Colin Butler."
You're going to end up with egg in your face.
I was a bit surprised that you've got goals for 8, goals against 9. And you're saying 3-2. Your form and your own record doesn't suggest 3-2. 1-0. I'll give you that.
Look at our form record. Look at our form record since the first 3 games of the season.
Yeah.
So that's the team. That's the team we are. Okay. So
Well, it took you 5 games to win at home, didn't it?
But like I said, in the last couple of seasons, we've been unbeaten at home.
Cole, you are an absolutely cruel man.
It's a very small sample size you're going for, Colin. There.
Yeah, come on. No, look,
it's my job to provoke conversation.
It is, but at the same time, Mem is pointing the point, and as a mediator here, he is pointing the point to the last few seasons, and obviously having seen that's where he feels the momentum is. And I think
shut up. I won't say nothing else.
Colin, I work in medicine, Colin. I'll make sure. I'll make sure I never get you to work in the trials.
Have you got anything? Have you got anything decent? Can't be down.
No. Only what's called. Fun enough, I do work at Milton Keynes Hospital sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah, they come up quite a lot. So
nice.
So if you think you've seen Mem, he moonlights up at Milton Keynes.
You'll probably see me. Yeah, sometimes you'll see me at Milton Keynes Hospital. So
right. Well, hopefully I won't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really nice to hear, man.
What do you specialise in? It's not anything.
What do I specialise?
Or can't you say?
It's probably better I don't, because I like to keep my work stuff and this stuff a bit separate.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it there then. My mind's running amok.
Put it this way, Colin, if you're a naughty boy and you've done something wrong, that's the department you probably go to.
Well, comments coming up here, Cole, for the game is that Aaron Collins could be back Saturday.
Wow.
So,
you mean our 850 grand striker?
I'm not tempting fate. Look, I stick with what I said. I think it's going to be a really tough game. I think to Mem's point, I've sat there on many weekends and watched a lot of National League football over the last few years because I actually find it quite enjoyable. But well-drilled sides, not masses of change there, and there's a good understanding. So I hope I'm wrong, but I can see it being a really tough one. Similar to Bromley. Bromley was another example of a team where I just thought we were going to be. And I can see it playing out in a very similar way.
I never felt confident playing Bromley. Horrible. We've never beat them.
Don't worry. We played them a few times in the National League. Actually, fun enough, 2 seasons ago we absolutely battered them at their place and then got sucker punched. And but they are a niggly team to play against.
Horrible team to play against. Horrible team to play against.
Yeah, Michael Cheek. But the thing about Michael Cheek, you got to respect the fact that the guy he seems to score more goals the older he gets.
Does very much.
He played against us, and you hardly knew he was on the pitch.
Yeah,
no, he's really scruffy footballer, isn't he? But the thing is, he gets goals and he causes problems.
Yeah.
Been a bit of a journeyman. Seemed to have found a bit of a home at Bromley, though. To be fair, so but no, like I say, I'm sticking with Colin. It's going to be a very tight game. For me, it hinges on whether it's Truman or McGivery in goal. If McGivery's in goal, I think we edge it. If he's not, I think it will be a tough game and probably a draw.
Yeah. Team announcement will be pivotal in my eyes. There you go. We'll see.
We will.
Is Dan Crowley still playing? Is he still playing for you?
Yeah, he's still playing on the weekends.
Mainly substitutes.
I remember him playing at Arsenal youth. In their youth team. He was because if I'm not wrong, wasn't Dan Crowley there at the same time, roughly the same time as Jack Wilshere? I think he
there or thereabouts, man. Yeah, I think so. From memory,
we bought him from Notts County, and to be honest with you, he hasn't really achieved the level that we know he's capable of yet. But last season, he was given a god-awful role within the team, probably something that was a little bit alien. As you know, he's a lot better behind the striker, more of a number 10 type role sort of thing. And he was almost like a forward sweeper just in front of the back four. It was, not utilising him to his best strengths. And so far, he hasn't really established himself in the team because others around him have played considerably.
Let's not forget as well, he's had a long-term injury, Cole.
So he's had a long-term injury, and he's finding it a job to get a foothold in the team. And people like Gilby, Kelly, who's been a revelation for us this year, Collar, has also he had a cracking match on Saturday. He's found it hard to get in the team, really. So
yes. I say Cole Giddens reckons it's going to be a 3-1 to the Dons, so that's his prediction at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, who knows, Cole? It could be a good scoreline. It could be a tight scoreline, but my gut just tells me
we'll be noisy. We'll be noisy on Saturday. I guarantee you that. Well, until you score anyway.
Is that, I mean, it's funny. I can't remember the last time we played against the Milton Kings, and
pre-season.
I can remember the last competitive game we played was in 2021, and it was at your place, and we 1-0 in the FA Cup, and Cameron Jerome scored.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You've got a good memory. I've tried to each season seems to.
I've got it written down in front of me.
Well, you've definitely done your research.
Yeah.
Is that ChatGPT? Is that working off that?
No, I'm a Wikipedia man myself.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, trust me, I do a lot of research on ChatGPT. It's quite
okay, all right.
Very quick. Although to be honest, sometimes you get some very random stuff come up.
I've tried it and I read it and it's gone 9 o'clock. It's a load of bollocks. It really is. I mean, I've read it and I think, Aidan, have you noticed that the club also do AI?
Use AI. So, yeah, a lot of clubs do. A lot of clubs do. You notice it, you can see it, as you say.
Mem, I'm going to leave you with one question.
Okay.
We've got James Durkin in the middle on Saturday. His dad, you may remember his dad, Paul Durkin, Premiership referee. What's your experience of referees this season?
We have had, I think we've had worse referees in the league than we had in National League.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's a weird one.
We've had some shockers, mate.
We had a fella early in the season. I can never remember referees' names because I'd rather not give it the time of day. But we had 2 Stonewall penalties, and it was like one of these ones where when your striker's getting his shirt pulled the whole game, and it was just completely ignored. And then there was 2 like Stonewall penalties, didn't give. Then we had a female referee who was pretty bad as well, and just generally speaking, we've had. I feel like if I was to go through the league, the highlights, I reckon that we've probably been denied about 6 penalties, which I reckon we should have been given. where referees have just like completely either bottled the decision or just I don't know how they didn't see the foul. So I've looked at it and I think National League I thought it was a little bit. It wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst you've ever seen. But I've seen since we've been up here. There's been a few as well that have just been a little bit like it's all about me, kind of referees.
Yeah.
Well,
this is another good reason to get out of this division, isn't it? Get away from rookie National League referees.
I wonder, and I don't know. I mean, just go slightly off topic. Well, it is on topic, but slightly deviating from the point. Is I wonder how quickly how quickly can they fast track?
They do fast track an awful lot of referees these days.
There are some referees that I've seen at National League level, and they've been there for a while, and I can't understand it. They're usually all right. There's a couple of referees I can think off the top of my head, and have not gone up, and I can't understand what is stopping them. And it makes me wonder whether there is some kind of.
There's definitely a fast track program, definitely.
Yeah, but.
Whoa!
Oh, we've lost him.
Well, how about
that? Well, hopefully we get Mem back. We'll definitely get Mem back. But again, appreciate it. Say if you can't get back, but appreciate Mem's comments. Really good. I mean, again, Cole, you think what 2-1?
I think 2-1 to us. Yeah, and I think Craig Mack will be back.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I generally say, and I'm not trying to overstate the fact, I do think he makes a difference because he commands his box.
Yeah.
You
you do visibly notice a different mentality with the back four with Truman in goal. You can it's almost tangible.
It is, and again, I don't want to pick at him because I think I don't think he's a bad keeper. Like I said, I just think he is a good keeper, but McGivery is just that next step up for me personally. Yeah. And again, we'll see, Cole. Hopefully, I'm completely wrong, and it's a 3-4-0 win for the Dons, and the away fans are having a great time.
Would it be?
It'd be lovely. But like I say,
Barnet could be the new Swindon.
Yeah, I just think Barnet at home, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. The backing will be critical to this game, I think. But if we come out of the traps like we did against Bromley at the first 5-10 minutes, great, but not for the rest of the game where it was pretty flat. So I think the momentum from the cup game, like I think it was one of the guys mentioned earlier on the chat, it just takes the cobwebs out of that game and you're going in with a win, and that's the key thing.
Yeah. We quickly got that defeat out of our system, which was good.
Yeah, so, the Watwood has asked which pub Saturday, if there is one.
If you go on the Facebook page, Chris, you'll see I did a ground guide yesterday morning. So just shoot back on the page and you'll have a look. And I think I've listed 3 pubs. So have a look on there.
There you go,
yeah.
Chris, it would be a very long run considering I'll be in Germany at my German team.
I can't believe you're not going.
I've got work. I'm in Germany for work that week on the Monday, the Tuesday. So I'm combining it. We're going to see my German team play.
Are we changing next week's show date?
We're on Monday.
Next week. We're on Monday.
Monday. So I'm not that I've told you 5 times already, but we're on Monday.
No, but you haven't told this lot at home, have you?
No. I
mean, Sheila is now sitting there going through her diary, working out what she's going to do on Wednesday because, we're changing over on Monday.
There you go. Maybe Russ will take her out for a candlelight soiree. You never know. So there you go. Russ, if you watch him, take Sheila out for a meal. There we go. Mem's back. Mem, I don't know what happened there. So good to see you come back. So appreciate you jumping back.
I got kicked out. I don't know what happened. I got kicked out and I was trying to get back in and it wouldn't let me in.
Yeah. It was weird. No, Colin had the same problems. We've been hacked by the refs on the dark web probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying sorry about the
Nick Hedges has just put Truman used to sell a good pint.
Yeah, I'm saying nothing, but you quite agree, Chris. Nick, quite agree. Yeah, I mean, I think for us, like the refs, not just this season, the last few seasons have been really indifference, probably a really polite way of putting it. There have been some really good refs in the money, to be fair, and then there's been some absolutely shocking decisions. And not just that, Mem, I think for me and Colin, and maybe from a Barnet perspective, but there isn't any consistency. Like, if one team gets a card for a particular foul and the other team does it, they seem to get away with it. Or, it's like if you're going to set down that ground rule for one team, you have to carry that across with the rest.
And also, to add some weight to what we've been saying, people say you only criticise the referee when you lose. Well, that's not true, because we've won and we've criticised the referee. I mean, we won on Saturday and we criticised the referee, So,
There was, I can't remember which game it was we played, but there was a point where we were looking at it going, both teams had shocking decisions.
Yeah.
I think what lacks, it's a weird one, and it goes back to my point. I know you said about the referees getting fast tracked, but I think it's a bit like sometimes, when you work at a company and you notice that couple of people just seem to just work their way up the company, and there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. They seem to have been earmarked, and I think that sometimes there's certain people that are very good at ticking the boxes of what the powers that be want to
ladder
see.
climbing.
Yeah, but they're very good at ticking the boxes. But they don't really truly get the essence of what the job is. And I think there's some referees who, and I think the thing about it as well is I think, and I know people say this about the common sense side, but I think sometimes when a referee's got a good feel for the game, and say there's two teams going at it, and the referee, rather than the referee sitting there booking everybody for the first tackles, kind of lets it play out a little bit because he knows it, because they understand they understand the moment and they understand the game. And then after a while, if somebody puts in a naughty challenge, then that's the first yellow. Just say, right, nip it in the bud now. But it's ones where you get really kind of like just like I just want to keep blowing up and stopping the game and don't let it flow.
I think it would be nice if more ex-players got involved and went into refereeing. And on that note, I don't know whether you've noticed, Aidan, but Carl Baker is now a referee, now a qualified referee.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not sure what level he's at the moment, but Carl used to play for us. He's now a referee. He was doing coaching, but he missed the game. Really missed being on the pitch. He's now become a qualified referee. So you never know. Well,
the problem is what will happen.
We probably won't see him.
What will happen is it depends though, because what happens when they get an assessor up in the stand, they'll look at it and they'll look at it at a more technical level, and then he'll get his marks and they go up. One of the best. So this is an interesting one. I've been a coach on and off for about 15 years, and one of the referees that I who started off refereeing quite as a youngster, is a referee called Jason Richardson, and I came into contact with him quite a lot when I used to coach a youth team, and he used to coach a lot of our games, and I always was impressed with the way he spoke to the players and the way that he just tried to let the game run. So if somebody was doing something stupid, he'd be like, look, play on, and then he'd pull it back and then he'd book the guy. But he would try and keep the game flowing. And what was it? what I seem to have noticed with Jason is he seems to have stuck at about Conference League South. Yeah, and I look at him and I think, I'm using him as an example, as a referee that I know really well from my time in coaching. And I've always been impressed with him. And yet somehow he seems to have stuck at that level. And I can't understand, because when I've seen him coach it, when I've seen him refereeing games on the in the Conference League South, he seems to be the same referee as I remember. Yeah. And yet somehow there's seems to be a ceiling.
People have bypassed him.
Yeah, which makes me wonder what it is. Is it because he's not doing it by the book, or is it because
I mean, for me, man, I don't know. Maybe you might know more than me on this, because I'm no expert when it comes to referees in terms of that way. But like players, when you're a part-time player, some players don't want to go to professional because the commitment, the money. But I don't think that's the case with referees, because you're still part-time until you get to, I think, is it championship level or thereabouts? Anyway.
No, I think you're full-time. I think you're full-time now, because...
Interestingly, last Saturday, Abby Byrne was full-time. She gave up her job, and the lady before, I can't remember her name, something Noel. I can't remember
Bromley,
her name.
wasn't it?
Yeah, when we played Bromley, because we've had two ladies week after week. She'd given up her job. She used to work on the railways, and she'd gone full-time reffing. So I'm not sure there's a lot of money to be made out of it, but
I think things in some respects, though, when you think about the time element, how many of us can get a job where we have to take all of Tuesday afternoon off, or and also you got to think about the keeping fit and stuff like that. You got to have a regime, because the game's getting quicker and the game gets
overnighters.
Overnighters. It's difficult to have a job that flexible, so it makes sense that they might do that. I just wonder. I don't know. I just wonder whether or not there's some sort of thing with the refereeing where is it becoming that they're being a bit too technical about their promotions, and are they not looking at the game, the referees that are letting the game flow? The referee shouldn't be noticed, and I'm noticing the referee too much.
100%.
Yeah. That is a very good point. If you notice, I always think if you've got to sit there at the end of the game and think, well, how did the referee get on, and you can't remember, I reckon they had a pretty good game. So,
yeah, and I mean, it's you look at rugby and you look at the referees on there, and they get a lot of respect, and you see that. I think there's a difference. I know it's a different sport, but there's a different level of caliber of person going into referees with rugby, and I think there's a lot that can be learned from the football, the EFL particularly, looking at maybe what works well in the game, from the rugby side and seeing what they could take out of that training.
I used to like that little Welsh referee in rugby.
I
can't remember his name, but I loved him. He was really brilliant. Especially when he was mic'd up. That was brilliant. Mem.
It is what it is.
We're running out of time, mate. I do apologise. Once again, I extend the invitation to come back when you come to our place.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant.
I'm looking forward. Forward to the away game. I'm semi-local, so for me, Milton Keynes is kind of like an away game. It's like a home game. So it's only 40 minutes for me.
Nice.
So,
right, okay.
So I'm looking forward.
Well, like I say, we're bringing 1,300 down to you. We're going to make plenty of noise.
I see the same number coming back down to your place.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. We could do with some big crowds up our place. We're not getting many. So we wish you all the best. Obviously not for Saturday, but good luck for the rest of the season. When we get you back, I'm not sure when the fixture is, but we're going to have a better insight in what's going on in League Two, where we all are. You never know. We could be fighting out at the top of the table. That'd be nice. And until then, hope your cough gets better.
Yeah, feel better soon, man. And thanks for coming on. And like Colin said,
I appreciate it.
And, look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Thanks again, man.
Bye.
All right, bye.
What a nice guy.
One of these weeks, you're going to say something different, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I don't think so.
I like people like Mem, knowledgeable about his team and all the rest of it. It's
passionate about his team as well.
Passionate.
You teased him, and I could see what you were doing to goad him, but he stood his ground and he had his.
He wouldn't have it, would he? I was trying to.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. I was like, poor man.
Yeah.
If only he knew.
Yeah.
But no, great.
Well, that's my job, isn't
Really
it? My job is to provoke conversation.
Colin, I have a message for you here. Colin, you in a shirt?
I'm actually in the club shirt. What are you doing up at this time of night?
It feels like he's in the Andy Peters broom cupboard, Nick. If you remember that. Yeah. Was it Wilson the butler, Ed the duck, or Gordon the gopher, one or the other, and you'd be away. There we go. So
anyway, are we going to talk numbers? We're going to talk numbers.
Before we do that, we've got another one here. So Karen has put 1-1.
Good old Karen. Karen, come on.
There you go, 1-1. She's obviously thinking that Truman's in goal. Chris has gone. Aiden is going.
1,000-mile winner from Germany.
whatever Chris is drinking, please let us know.
Yeah, right. I'm going to
stop
waffling.
Oh yeah, exactly, Chris. Exactly. Anyway,
numbers. We got nearly 1,300 going on Saturday, maybe more. I don't know. You never know. They might release a few more. Who knows? I'm going to ask 2 questions.
Go for
it. Two questions. Do you prefer home games or away games?
That's to everyone watching, not just here.
Yeah, everybody, not just you. Do you prefer home games or away games? And if we're going to exceed 1,300 at any ground this season, where do you think it'll be?
Oh, now you're asking questions. For me,
first of all, home or away?
For me, I'm really torn on this. I love home, but away.
Natalie and Brulia.
Yeah, I mean, Natalie and Brulia, exactly. Or Beth, as she was in Neighbours, if you want to go to that. There you go, right? I mean, I do like home. Home's home, but away days special. We've had some great away days and some
Yeah,
famous wins as well.
I think we're lucky. I like our stadium. The match day experience is getting better, but I going away. There's something about it. There's like a little bit, away always. You're right, Nick. We had some fantastic days away from home. The camaraderie, the respect for your fellow Dons fans that have made the effort to get there. I just think it does have that special feeling about it.
It does.
Where do you think?
I'll pretext that not every fan can afford to get to an away day. So
no, of course.
We understand that. So it's not about you're a real fan. That's immaterial.
No.
I think is if you do go to away days, even if you don't go to it every week and you find it difficult, try. Anyone watching, if you haven't been to one, try and get to one. It is an
I mean, if I was gonna say where do you think we will? Yeah, Cole, I agree with you, Cole. Grant, I was just about to say Cambridge. We took 1,400 odd, I think, down to Cambridge on one visit, and I really think we could probably get 1,500 down there. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yep. No.
And two others, Cheltenham.
Yeah, maybe.
Swindon. And maybe even Crewe.
Where do I think we'll break it?
Yeah, where do you think we'll break it?
It's a tough one, mate. It's a tough one. Again, it depends if we're running away with the league or up in the top. You're going to get big followings. It could
yeah. I mean, I almost hardly dare mention this. Last game of the season at Fleetwood.
Yeah, you're not going to break it there because it's limited on capacity. But
but we could get an extraordinary amount of people up at Fleetwood.
Depending, I mean, again, it's not that far away.
Depends on the situation, obviously.
Yeah, it's not that far away, and somewhere we could is Notts County.
Yeah, but that's on a Tuesday night.
I know, but
there you go. I'm going to say Cambridge, Cheltenham, Swindon.
Cambridge, yeah, absolutely, because it's down the road. Really, it's about an hour away.
And Crewe's always been a cracking away day.
I think Crewe could be
memorable.
And again, even the Crewe fans enjoy. They said like they might not like the club as they keep saying on their forums, but they respected the away and the noise that we generated. I mean, again, Fleetwood away will be a big one. Ashley said, well, this is what Ashley thinks here. He goes, I think they have moved the away fans to Cambridge.
Is that down the other end of the pitch, Ashley?
Yeah, so you've got the new stand is now a home stand, and then we're on the side. We're on one of the sides now. We're not on.
Is that right?
Yeah. So do you know where the new stand is?
Can you clarify details on that, Ashley, if you can?
Yeah, but I think from memory, because
how many the away side?
But if you remember where the new stand is, and you're looking down the pitch on the left-hand side, I'm pretty sure we're over on that stand from memory.
Oh, right, okay.
So it has changed. Ash has made a really good suggestion. Is Walsall, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Walsall. That's another good shout. We owe them.
Overdue. The check is overdue on that one. Ryan said, "My boss also thinks we will win the league." So there you go.
Well, that's good news.
You work for a very good boss, Ryan. Tell him thank you, and I hope he's right. Nick thinks Fleetwood. He said, "You got to see Baz."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually. I'll tell you the story about that. We were driving through Fleetwood on the way to the game, and we saw this guy walking down the road in a Fleetwood shirt, and on the back it said "Baz the Bastard."
I'm waiting to find
We've never forgot it. Never forgot it.
There must be someone at Fleetwood that wears a shirt that says Mac on the back. There's got to be.
In case you never got that, it's Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, for those of a younger generation, there we go. Ryan's boss, I'll bring it up on the screen, but he said an Arsenal fan. So,
well, no accounting for taste.
Well, I'm sure Nick will be pleased with that one. To be fair, Ryan's not that we're going to go on to. I think though, that if they don't win the league this season, I'll be amazed. Arsenal, it's theirs to lose, mate. It's theirs to lose. But I don't really watch too much Premier League, but seemed interesting this season, that's for sure. But yeah, no, I think, as I said, Cole, I don't know, Cambridge capacity may limit it, but I think, Walsall's probably a really good shout for an away day record. It's relatively close. Crewe is up the road. I mean, again, if you get to Crewe from Milton Keynes, jump on a train. It's a straight run up. It's pretty cheap if you get
easy.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see. But I think there'll be a few. Cole. Interesting one. What do you think?
20 scores.
Go on then.
Okay.
So Tawny Brave has put on the
QPR
comments.
1, Southampton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Norwich 1. That's still playing. Preston 2, Swansea 1, Portsmouth 0, Wrexham 1. Good one here for you from the National League.
Go on.
York City 4, Gateshead 0.
Do you know what? I've got a lot of time for you. I went to their new stadium where the Fallow Week, I think it's a couple of seasons back now. Really nice stadium.
Cracking result here for a local team. Brackley won 1-0 at Braintree.
Fair play to him. Tawny Brave says Spurs away in the cup, great ground, apparently. There you go.
Yeah. Well, we got to get past Oldham first. So
after that, I want another low-level team. Tawny, I don't want a big team until the later rounds. I want to keep that run going as long as we can.
We want to go all the way to the semi-final, playing teams that are worse than us.
Do you know what? I'm not going to mock it because stranger things have happened. Palace won the cup last season. That sort of thing. It can happen. It might be a long shot, but it can happen. Teams.
You're not going to predict we're going to win the FA Cup now, are you?
I'm not going to predict that would be. Do you know what? I'd love it if we did, Cole. In the words of Kevin Keegan, it's not going to happen. But do you know what? If we can get around the quarters, I'd be really, really, really pleased with that. Well, a nice away day. Nice away day somewhere. So like Tawny says, or who knows? I mean, again, for me, I don't know who I'd want to go. If I was going to draw a Premier League, well, for you, it'd probably be West Ham, wouldn't it? Away.
Probably.
There you go.
Actually, no. I have a strange. I don't. Although I mean, obviously, I want us to see us play a big team, but I prefer for us to have a big team at our place, like the Man United. I mean, one of the most memorable nights in our history. But the interest just drops off a little bit. So we had to go to Manchester United or Liverpool or Man City. I'd go and probably expect an absolute drubbing, but, I think I'm like you. Let's have a few lowly teams. Let's get past Oldham, get a nice little draw, and just keep
creeping away.
Creeping.
Yeah. I mean, look, Craig says Wembley FA Cup run. Craig, never say never, although it may be a very, very long shot to the moon and back. But can you imagine, just for a second, if we get into the quarters and won against a big team, the meltdown across the Football League that would happen? It would be worth its weight in gold. Rent-free, my friend, rent-free. Tawny said Chelsea away. Some good medical advice as well from, although it keeps jumping, from Nick. He said, keep taking those drugs, Aidan. I'll try, Nick. I'll try. Although the bottle's probably empty. If you're a Man U manager, they've probably been taken already. I'd like to get Liverpool in the cup because I think we could beat them.
Hang on a minute, we haven't beat Oldham yet.
No, if we get Liverpool in the quarters or something, we'd easily beat them 4-0. Everyone seems to be beating them these days. They're back to the old Liverpool of old.
Anyway.
Ashley said no atmosphere at the Olympic stage.
That's right. It's like the moon.
Saying nothing.
The Olympic Stadium's like the moon. Yeah, hey, no, that's a good shout. I like that. I do like that. I do like that, Ash. That's a good shout.
Yeah, but then again, they're going to be a hard one to beat. But yeah, I mean, it's another stadium for us to tick off, right? Another stadium to tick off. New stadium would be nice. But later rounds, Ash. Later rounds.
Anyway, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we're on our limit. We're on our time limit.
It's traitors on now, Cole.
Well, it will be in a minute, yeah.
Exactly. That's where you want to go.
Yeah, don't nobody tell me what's going on in traitors. I don't want to know. Don't you dare put anything on that screen.
I'm not saying anything. My hands are here.
Right, are we going to wrap it up?
Well, yeah, because you want your tea and traitors. I think that's the one.
Well, no, not really. I mean, we normally say 2 hours maximum, and
I'm teasing you, mate. I'm teasing you.
We've almost run that out.
So yeah, and obviously next week we have our guest, but we'll be on Monday night.
Monday night, 7:45.
Yeah, or as I should say in one of my mother tongues, is nächste Woche senden wir am Montag live aus Gladbach mit der Fernsehsendung.
There you go. I couldn't have said it better myself.
There you go. Do the whole show in German if you like. That'd be quite fun.
Yeah. Well,
you wouldn't understand a word and probably get strange looks, but we can give it a go, right? But there we go. But
yes, so anyway. Yes. Come on. Congratulations to Ashley Clements, who's won the signed shirt tonight by correctly noticing that hang on a minute. Yeah, next home game I'll give it to him. For correctly saying that I changed from a white Codebreaker shirt to a black Codebreaker shirt.
You did. And did you hang it back where the black one was? Extra
I did.
Does anyone know where that is?
Yeah. There.
Exactly. There we go. Well done, Cole. That was an interesting way.
Per what Nick Edges just said, because I like a bit of appreciation.
He did. He said, well, lads, my nurse says it's bedtime. Great show.
Great.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciated. Craig said, not on today. Finalist tomorrow night.
Oh, right. Okay. Cheers, Craig.
There you go.
I thought it was on tonight and tomorrow, but there you go. What do I know?
I didn't even know who got knocked out in the last one. I missed the last one.
Let's not talk about it.
Please talk about it. Wind him up.
Right, if you go down, if you go,
see you Saturday.
What?
I said, Matt says, great show. Thanks, lads. See you Saturday. Come on, you dons. He's going to be at Barnet.
Right. If you're going down to Barnet, make some bloody noise. Is the guest a Swindon fan previewing the game on Tuesday? No. No, it's not.
Like us. They don't like us, guys.
No. If you're going down to Barnet, have a great time. You're going to be in good company. Make plenty of noise. Hopefully the drum gets down there. Make loads and loads and loads and loads of noise. You know, let the lads know that you're behind them. The away atmosphere is absolutely legendary. Travelling with the Dons. Aidan won't hear nothing because he's in Germany. We're back next Monday at 7:45, not Wednesday. We're back on Monday. God knows where Aidan will be. Where were you up? Where were you?
I'll be live from Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, but whereabouts?
Literally in town, in the centre of town, probably from my hotel room, because the Wi-Fi is good there. But I was going to do it from a bar, but it'll probably be too loud, Cole. It'll be too loud.
Yeah. So
I'll give you a full rundown of
the
Mönchengladbach Cologne derby. I'll give you a full rundown if I'm still alive.
Okay, all right.
But we'll see. Anyway, as always, thank you to you, good sir, for being a great co-host as always, and for a
Thank you. You're welcome.
and for a good competition as well.
Yeah,
much appreciated.
Yeah. Well, it was certainly a little bit different. We're gonna have more prizes to give away throughout the season.
I've got some already.
If you're not going on Saturday, we'll see you at the next home game, which is what? Who are we playing?
Salford.
Robbo. Oh,
your big microphone.
I like that guy. He's got a massive microphone.
I know. You love it. There you go.
That's my favourite because he stands there like that holding it, doesn't he?
Like Sky Sports.
So make sure you tune in
to see
on Monday. It's the guy with the big microphone. Yeah? Make sure.
It is.
Right, until then. I think there's only one thing left to say, really.
Is there?
Yeah. Say good night, Aidan, will you?
Good night, Aidan.
Good night, everybody. Take care. Come on, you Dons! Bye.